Yeah, what's going on?
Hey,
Wu-Tang
y'all.
Clan, Wu-Tang Clan. Want to finish the song?
Say my name, say my name.
Niggas looking crazy, cross-eyed at McGrady. Why you sudden?
Say my name, say my name.
It's Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Clan.
I don't know, I was stupid. But anywho, welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight with your host and co-host, Dan Maddox.
Hey, y'all. It's Dolly. What's
And,
up?
and ain't you getting tired of light missing podcast? Yo, listen, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. We heard it for self-destruction. Yo, Light, where you at, man? I'm tired of looking for you on Channel 13 and shit, bro. I gotta put out a message for you and shit, man. Listen, enough is enough, man. Listen, man. Let's get straight into it, man. We need to bring back shaming. Mm-hmm. It's totally out of hand now, the way that everything is so PC and we can't bring up shaming. But we tend to pick and choose when to bring shaming. For example, if somebody doing some bad actions or wearing a skimpy outfit or a dude doing something toxic or crazy, they say don't shame him. Mm-hmm. Or they try to hide the shaming by saying he's making money though. It had nothing to do with the part of it.
Yeah.
Drug dealers back in the days made money doing illegal stuff and bad stuff. They used to get shamed for it. Nobody would dare say, they're making money though. That never makes sense. Shaming, especially in the black community, we need to bring that shit back. Because at least when we had shaming, it was you can somewhat check somebody for their actions.
Yep.
Nowadays, like, you can't check nobody anything.
No.
It's
We're literally now enabling each other. I definitely have a story for that. But go ahead.
okay. Go ahead, tell your story then.
Oh, okay. So.
Right into it.
All right. Right into it, because this happened years ago, but this situation happened very, very recently. I definitely want to talk about it. So a few years ago, there was a friend of mine, his children's mom had slept with his very close friend. And when the story came out, everybody on his team enabled the guy who slept with a friend. Everybody was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be mad that he slept with your baby moms, because didn't you used to flirt with, mad other people, girls back in the day?" They use that as his excuse instead of putting the guy in front of everybody and saying, nah, what you did was wrong. You still slept with the mother of somebody's children. So now the result in that is years later, everybody enabled it. Some people laughed at it. Some people, everybody was telling him to dust it off. But it's hello, how you telling this man to dust this off? And because the whole community was enabling it, it made it fair for the mother of the kids to walk around not feeling embarrassed about what she did. She held her head high, and because she got a big old booty and a pretty old face, everybody's like, yeah, right? And now years later, this is years later, like I said, there was a community of people enabling. Now, one of the guys that was part of my group, but also hanging out with the guy who slept with the baby mama. He didn't know years later that he was being thrown under the kind of not really thrown under the bus, but at first my friend thought it was the other guy, the other friend or whatever, right? So he was being blamed for that for a little while, but I ended up clearing his name. And now it's today, right? We're all hanging out. Everybody's like, oh, I started hanging out with a certain clique or whatever. And one of the members was like, oh, don't bring her around. And now when the topic came up and it was like, oh, why not bring Dolly around? And there's like, oh, because she snitched on so-and-so. And I was like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And he should be ashamed of himself because what he did was wrong. And then my friend who was like taking up for him was like, oh, what's going on and da-da-da. He was oblivious to what's going on. And I was like, well, I snitched on him so I could clear you because you were being blamed while he was still walking around, not saying that he slept with baby moms. But because you were around, hanging around and being friends with baby moms, the thought at first was you. And he never went up to the guy. He never spoke to him and said, yo, it was me. It's not my friend. He just stayed really quiet because he didn't want any problems. Even after everything came out, he didn't even apologize.
Wow.
He didn't even apologize to friend and say, I'm sorry that I had him thinking it was you. I should have opened my mouth and I should have said it was me. And now as the guy, like, it's hitting him like, wait, I was thrown under the bus? And I was like, well, you wasn't thrown under the bus. At the end of the day, everybody's covering their ass. You know what I'm saying? And because I said, but the domino effect in that is that you still enabled him. Even though he didn't stand up for you, you still enabled him. If you would have shamed him in the beginning.
Got you.
If you would have shamed him when you found out that he was sleeping with baby moms, you wouldn't have gotten thrown under the bus in the first place.
But you know what's crazy about that is that, like I said before, that right there, you got a good point, because had he told him from the beginning and shamed him from the beginning, it'd have been. It's like this how I look at it. In today's society, it's like they kind of okay shaming for the men, but it's like women's off limits, it seems like, right? Although men do get shamed, right?
No.
That's what it seems like.
It's not off limits for women either, because it's in our music to be a hoe.
No, but my thing,
and there's no shame in that anymore.
That's my whole point that I'm making, is that when it comes to, it seems like they are, like, for example, right? Let's go with actual real life outside of the music. Let's go with actual, like, a real life.
Everything inside of the music affects us in real life. I'm not even gonna hold you.
No, I'm agreeing with that, but I'm talking about let's go with actual actions in real life versus the music, right? Because they claim it's entertainment, but they're still getting our kids and men and women under hypnosis. It still happens, right? So mind you, instead of the shame and dumb, there's entertainment. This person shouldn't have followed me. I'm just words, which I kind of get what they're saying. But here's the issue: when it comes down to the women versus the men, men could get shamed. Men get shamed more than women, and I mean that because back then you could get, for example, let's go with you being a whore. You should be shamed for being a whore.
Yeah,
like you should be shamed for being that.
But if you pretty, you'll slide.
No, you still should be shamed. My point is,
yeah, you should be shamed.
Oh, you don't shame her, blah blah blah. No, it depends. It should be shamed. Like if you a whore and you get shamed, the people who looking up to you know, I don't want to feel that embarrassment. Maybe not do this. The same thing if a guy is a man whore himself, he gets praised for that. That's a fact. He do get praised for it. But if we shame the men also for that too, they know what, all right, cool, I won't do it too much like that anyway. But both should be shamed, to be perfectly honest. And I ain't gonna hold you. Like when I was younger, I was wild when I was younger. I ain't gonna like I wasn't. I was out here bugging. And then I thought to myself, that's kind of stupid. Let's go with the woman wearing crazy outfits. Don't shame her. She shouldn't get shamed. The PC culture is one reason why, example of why, this is a prime example of letting women leadership lead. Women do things and the men are catering to this type of nonsense. That's why it's accepted. In other countries, they're not bending backwards or bending any way to accommodate those type of actions.
Of
from
course
women.
not.
We're not doing that. In
Of course
America,
not.
we do that, and we limit this PC culture to help stop and shaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's led by women. That's the reason why now you can have women.
Do you really think that is led by women?
It is, because the shame and PC culture comes from there.
I really that this is probably going to be the episode where we probably disagree. I really feel like, you know, collectively it's definitely encouraged by men and women equally.
No.
And the reason why is because I do feel like, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But sorry. But I do feel like collectively, like I don't feel like it's more of a woman thing. I don't feel like it's more of a men thing. I feel like collectively we do not shame each other enough. Period. Like the men, they encourage each other a lot when it comes to like the cheating. You know, when it comes to upholding themselves correctly, when it comes to not being a good father, they don't shame each other.
No, but listen though, publicly by the boatload, they will literally shame a man for cheating on his wife publicly. They will shame him. The thing is, when it's reverse, women usually won't shame her as much. They'll say, well, you don't know what he did to cause her to cheat. But if the man cheat, they'll never say they don't know what she did to make him cheat. So therefore, you have a level of shaming, more of protecting one another. They'll protect the woman from the embarrassment by saying don't judge her. But when the man get embarrassed, they don't say don't judge him. Don't shame him.
I don't think so. You know why? Let me tell you something. I remember one time I got cheated on and my aunt said to me, she said, "What did you do?"
No.
And I was like,
no. You're making it self-centered about you. I'm talking about the scenario in general in public's eye.
No, even in the public eye. Like when and I'm saying that in the gist of like as a certain type of woman, because like a woman like me that has education.
This is going back to you.
Hold on. I'm gonna only bring it to me because I could only talk about like women in my genre, and I'm talking about the level of women where we're career oriented. We are shamed like badly. I'm not talking about your regular street cats. They're gonna always enable them. But women on my level, they don't let us steam through the cracks for nothing. We should always know better.
I'm talking about in the public's eye.
Yes, in the public eye.
All right, listen. I'm talking about mainstream public eye and those eyes. Women hardly shame women for doing stupid stuff. They would tell somebody else you can't shame her. That's why I came with the PC culture. What I'm saying is, of course, you got women out there who will get shamed, rightfully so. But when the men do some dumb shit, they have no problem shaming him. And there's not men that are saying, don't shame him. They're like, all right, cool, he did it to himself. So my thing is, I'm on the analogy of cheating in the public's eye. If a man cheats on a woman, let's go with Derek Jackson, right? He cheated on his wife, right?
Yeah.
The woman was still saying, we've been told people he was a fraud, but yet a woman was still defending him.
Yes.
Even after the fact, right?
Yes.
So mind you,
they still follow him.
When women start shaming him at the moment, men didn't say, hey, don't judge him. Don't shame him. We say, all right, he got what he deserved. But let it have been another woman who did something to her man. And then we called her out on their actions. Women are going to say, don't judge her because you don't know what he did to make her do this.
No, you're right.
So that's what I'm saying about the judging part, because think about it. Look at Lizzo. Lizzo was going around telling everybody body positivity, doing the most crazy, ratchet stuff naked, half naked, ass out. And we like, that's disgusting. Oh, don't shame her. Your body's shaming. I'm like, what the hell did this come from?
You seen that new recent thing?
But I'm saying the body shaming part. I'm like, what? I'm confused now because mind you, it's not body shaming by telling people we don't want to see this. It's not body shaming, right? So they say you can't shame. Now the women are reckless now because they're telling people don't shame them. What I'm saying is,
but are we not allowed to say that if a woman is way too obese and that she should be healthy?
That's the point I'm making that. That's my whole point that I'm making. If I critique her outfit, they'll make it about her weight. And I'm like, no. Mind you, you should get shamed for eating too much. Cause back in the days, your grandma told, baby, you eating too much. You're getting a little porky around the cheeks. They'll tell you because nobody, it's healthy for you. So if quit shaming you for eating that type of things, stop being greedy, things like that. It's shame you to know what, maybe I am being greedy. You know what I'm saying? You think twice. When you don't shame, therefore open the door for no accountability and no consequence. When you don't shame people.
I agree with that. That I agree with 100%.
So that's what I'm talking
but
about.
I still think it's like a collective, like we are one and one when it comes to men and women.
No, it ain't one and one because the movement was a lot about women. That's why it's not one to one. Because it's mainly, right now, women can say anything about any man on earth. And men don't shame him. Not even a man's vocabulary to say this. Not even our DNA. But we critique women publicly. They'll tell you don't shame them, or they try to cancel you by labeling you as a misogynistic. Just because you shame them for doing stupid actions.
Right.
If you go right now, I'm seeing women right now having twerking Tourette's, and they're twerking on top of damn lunch tables, dining tables at restaurants. And if you critique them, then they're saying don't shame them. So now, I have never heard gangsters out there beating up old people, and then you judge them. Let me say a different analogy. No, because I want you to say that for both.
Okay.
I haven't seen a guy out there doing something. All right, watch this. Another example.
Okay, go ahead.
I've seen women twerk on little kids.
Oh, yeah.
And when
That's
you
a good one.
critique them, they'll say, don't judge them, no one's perfect.
Right.
But if a guy was to be wound up on a little girl like this, they would shame him,
That's
rightfully
true.
so.
That is true.
So my thing is,
that is
no
true.
man is going to defend that, say, don't judge him.
That is
they ain't
true.
going to say that.
There's many times I would see a girl winding up on a little boy, and everybody's like, hyping her up.
And if you critique
and I'm like, molestation.
And if you critique it, then it's shaming.
Yeah.
No. I mean, if you shame it, then you're hating. You hate women.
Yeah.
I mean, no. There should be shame for that.
Yeah.
The same way.
Because you still molesting that child.
Because
they still might get aroused.
Because if you eliminate shaming, you know what else happens? What you can't do?
You can't tell people.
You won't be able to shame murderers.
No,
you won't be able to shame molesters. You won't be able to shame rapists. You won't be able to shame women beaters. So we need the word shaming to come back more heavy than ever.
Yep.
Because we need that.
Especially in our community.
We need that.
Yeah.
A guy go out there beating on a goddamn old woman, a man, or he out there beating on people, robbing them. He should be shamed for that. He should be called a thug.
Right.
Oh, don't call me. He's a thug.
Yeah.
He should be called. And thugs don't mean black. It's the actions that makes you a thug.
Yes.
So if he fits the actions, he should be called a thug. Right?
Shaming
don't make
is
it racial
if you
now.
see a deadbeat mom or a deadbeat dad, and yes, they are deadbeat.
It should be
moms.
shamed for this. Come on, watch this. Watch this. My bad. Cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm getting hyped right now.
Good night. Good.
Look at this.
I like
right?
when you get hype.
When a guy has a baby by a woman and he leaves the baby, right? He said to the baby, listen, I'm broke. I can take another child and leave it to the mother and walk away. He is shamed for that. He's a deadbeat all over Instagram, everything.
Oh, I have the mother one.
So now,
somebody.
So now when the mother,
They say she living her best life.
when the mother does the same thing and give her child up for adoption, they calling her brave.
Forget adoption. What about the mothers that don't take care of their kids? Period.
No.
Always leaving them with grandma or auntie, cousin, and guess what? Or if they leave them with the father. If the mother leaves the kids with the father, she's living her best life.
No, but hold on. I promise I give you the floor.
Yeah.
But my point is, when the man can't take care of his child and give it to the mother, he's shamed for it.
Yes.
He's a deadbeat.
Yes.
Fine. I'm okay with that. So when that woman who can take care of her child, by the same means, I don't got a job, I can take care of the child, give that baby up for adoption, for the adoption agency, we cheer her on. She's a deadbeat herself because one parent left it to the other parent because he knew I can't take care of this child. You're the best fit for it. The mother says the state is the best fit for this child. I'm not fit for it. But she's glorified and shared as strong. No, she should be shamed for that shit too. Goes back into shaming. You can't shame these people. They can shame the men. And I think both should be shamed.
Yes, of course.
Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor for even bringing that shit up, that point up.
Of course.
It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your point?
Oh, well, I lost my point. I lost my point. But what exactly what you said was true. I was definitely gonna summarize and say something very similar. In today's time.
You said something with the mothers.
Oh yeah.
Mothers being deadbeats.
Yeah, we got a lot of deadbeat mothers out here. I pray that never happens to me. I hope I never become a deadbeat.
but like I said, shame is I'm telling you, shaming is a thing that we need in society. Even in the Bible, people always read the Bible out of context.
Yes.
Don't judge nobody. No. It's coming from a standpoint of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
When they talking about judging, like you can judge somebody if it's in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah,
you can judge people.
Yes.
If you kill somebody, they call you a murderer. That's a judgment.
That's why it says to wipe the clot out of your own eye first.
Yes, that's the hypocrite part, right? So mind you, when it comes down to people murdering people or lying on people, they call a liar. You call a murderer. That's a judgment. But you can also shame them for that. So we got to be really careful when we say no shaming culture or don't shame people. You got to be very careful when you say that, because by that logic, you can't call out child offenders.
Yeah. You
can't call out nobody. It's just kind of wild we live in. And this is stuff that led by, it's going to sound hella sexist, but it's not. It's just a fact. This is a movement that was pushed by women. And the men of a society that run the society is bending backwards to cater to their feelings because the women have voting power.
Yeah.
They're very sneaky. So yeah, shame is definitely needed in the black community.
Yeah.
He's out here beating up old women. Come on, son. Come on. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, back in the days, you go outside when your butt cheeks out, your mother, your grandmother gonna check you.
Oh yeah, my aunt still check me. Like I'm in my 30s, and if the shorts would be like right above the knee, and she'd be like, "Oh, don't embarrass me," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, yes, shame me. You should do that.
Don't embarrass me.
Look at Lizzo, for example, right? Lizzo was a person. Body positivity, body shaming, right? And when I was calling Lizzo antics and her behavior ratchet, calling that shit out, my shit had been like 3,000 shares, and people was coming at me saying that I'm against big women. I said, no, I'm not. I'm talking about Lizzo's actions, what she wore. I'm critiquing that. I'm a designer. So it took it out of hand. Now you got women that was on her payroll, her dancers, is allegedly saying that she body shamed them.
Right.
I don't know if that's true or not, and it could be true. I don't know if it's true or not. That's why I call it allegedly. But one thing that I can't get around is that men will believe all women, when I say it's a bunch of nonsense, is because 3 women is talking about suing Lizzo. Lizzo defended herself. That means if you believe all women, then you have to believe both sides.
Right.
And we know one of them is actually lying.
Right.
So it don't make sense. The woman is saying Lizzo forced them to eat bananas out of a stripper's coochie everything. Is all howdy ho. I hope coochie conflict. I hope coochie. How can Lizzo force you to do this? You're a grown woman. First of all, you signed up to Lizzo team knowing she's about ratchet stuff. There's videos of her and them same dancers bumping their butts on Lizzo's face at performances. Like, you notice what's going on. You signed up for it and then playing victim now that you got fired. And all the women, all y'all obese women out there need to be defending Lizzo right now. Because it don't make any sense. Because we go with allegedly as fact. No, it's not a fact yet. So mind you, them same people, if it's proven that they lied, they should be shamed publicly. Because women can lie on men all day long.
Right.
Amber Heard lied on Johnny Depp. He lost millions. After that happened, women still didn't call out by the boatload. She kind of went secret under the radar. When Travis Rudolph, the football player, ex-girlfriend, tried to get him killed, and on video that she lied, that he never beat her up, people got at her, but she didn't get the public shame. Her behind should be in jail. Carly Russell.
Oh, yeah.
Who lied publicly.
Her butt should be in jail.
Right? Not only that, she gets out on bond, light bond. She didn't even go to the cell. She just went in, got arrested, got unleashed, whatever. Mind you, she should publicly be shamed. The women out there who claiming grape, and you lied, you should be shamed publicly, and you should face the same charge that man was facing had he was found guilty. So let's say if he's found guilty, he get 15 years, and it shows that you lied the whole time, your ass should get 15 years. That's how you eliminate women from lying. You got to bring back shaming. You got to bring back consequences, and you got to take the accountability part back. You have to do that.
No, you're 100% right. And
Lizzo, I defend you, Lizzo. I'm sorry. Lizzo, I defend you.
I don't defend everything you do. Sorry.
No, I don't either. But I'm talking about in this situation, it just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
How can somebody, Lizzo ain't had no gun to your head, saying,
Yeah.
you better eat that cootie cat banana. No, you went there and did it on your own.
On your own, yeah.
You didn't. Nobody forced you to do anything.
Yeah.
They're like me saying, a guy's telling me to go beat up Tisha. Like, he just told you that? Yeah, he just told me. Hold on. So you did it? There wasn't any fault in it. He put a gun in your head? No. They threatened you? No. Well, put your hands behind your back. Anything you say can be used and will be against you in the court of law. Because it don't make any sense.
Don't be a cop, because that...
It don't make any sense.
Where was the assertion in that? I didn't even know what you were saying. If I didn't know you, I would not have known what you was going to say next after, put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, because it don't make sense. If you had a gun in your head and like that, I get that part. But come on, woman. Y'all signed up for Lizzo's ratchet team.
Yeah.
You got fired. Now you claiming, oh, now that I got fired, now that I thought about it, that right there was kind of sexual assault. And then think about it. She did say it about me. That was body shaming. Now that I think about it. And you know what? She did make me eat that banana out that cootie cat. Because I don't have agency on my own body. She actually plugged me up like an Xbox. And she was controlling me with the controller. So therefore,
people will do anything for money.
She pressed jump down X, and I did it.
Oh my God!
So I'm suing. Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
People will do anything for money at this point.
The obese team, please defend Lizzo. Defend Lizzo at plizzy.com or 1-800-LizPound. We gotta defend Lizzo on this one. I'm doing it.
I'm gonna let y'all know that he is very flip floppy about Lizzo. One minute he loves her. I love her music.
Listen.
One minute he loves her. Next minute he's like, I was just talking about her outfit. Next minute he's like, I don't really like her like that. Next minute he's like,
I'm just saying, man.
Just choose a side.
Nah, because
choose.
No, because my thing is,
the Lizzo people want to know what side are you really on.
No, because if you on one person's side 100% of the time, then you fake.
True.
So it's impossible to be on somebody's side 100% of the time.
True.
When they're wrong, they're wrong. When you're
True.
right, they're right, and that's just the end of it, man.
True.
With that being said, man, I identify as non-binary for this episode one more time, and I think the next episode next week, I'm identified as a VR trooper.
And my name is Dolly, and we are out.